High school can be tough, especially when you're the new kid, but sometimes being alone is safer than making the wrong friends. This is the story of James and the seat he should have never taken. Story 1. The new kid's loneliness. James had only been at Blackwood High for 3 days, but it felt like a lifetime. The school was surrounded by trees that swallowed the sun early, and inside, everything smelled faintly of chalk, mildew, and something older, like history that didn't want to be forgotten. He hated lunch. Every table in the cafeteria was a fortress built from years of friendship. Laughter flew like arrows between kids who already knew each other's secrets. James walked between them with his tray, invisible. Then he saw it. A seat, empty, at a corner table near the tall windows. 2 girls sat there, silent still. Twins maybe, pale skin like candle wax, inked black hair braided down their backs. Their eyes locked on him the way statues might watch a room when no one's looking. "You can sit with us," one of them said. Her voice was strange, soft, echoing slightly like a whisper in a tunnel. "I'm Clara," she added. "I'm Lily," said the other. James hesitated. Something about them didn't fit. Their trays were full, untouched. They didn't blink much, but they smiled, and no one else had smiled at him all week. That afternoon, as the bell rang, Lily leaned close and whispered, "Meet us after school, by the old football field. There's something we want to show you." Story 2. The invitation. The sky was bleeding orange by the time James reached the rusted bleachers. The football field was abandoned, long overgrown with weeds and cigarette butts from generations of restless teens. At the 50-yard line, something glinted in the grass. A flip phone, vintage, early 2000s. It buzzed. One new message. "From Clara, look behind you." James turned. The twins stood at the edge of the woods, their faces half-shadowed by the dying light. They weren't smiling anymore. Then his own phone rang. The screen read, "Caller ID, Blackwood High." He froze. That was impossible. The school had shut down its landlines years ago. He answered. A voice, dry and cracked, like a recording buried in dust, spoke. "Run." Story 3. The revelation. James ran, heart pounding, lungs burning. Behind him, laughter echoed. 2 voices, layered, one human, the other twisted as if it were playing backward. He didn't stop until the glow of the parking lot lights hit his face. A janitor was locking up the gym. "You okay, kid?" the man asked, frowning. "You look like you've seen a ghost." James stammered. "Clara and Lily. Who are they?" The janitor went still. His keys jingled in the silence. "You saw them?" he asked quietly. James nodded, breathless. The janitor's voice dropped. "They died 20 years ago. Cafeteria fire. Grise explosion." No one made it out from that table in the corner. The fire started there. He swallowed hard. They always sit there, every year around this time, waiting. Story 4. The lingering horror. The next day, James skipped lunch, stayed hidden in the library thinking he could forget. But when he opened his locker, his lunch tray was gone. He found it waiting at their table, hot, fresh, steam curling into the cold cafeteria air. And the empty seat? No longer empty. A yearbook photo had been taped to the backrest, faded, burnt at the edges. 2 girls smiling, half their faces charred, the smile still intact. And beside the tray, scratched into the table, "Thanks." The cafeteria still has that empty seat. Some say if you sit there alone, they'll find you too. If you ever see 2 girls waving you over, pale, identical, and too still, don't sit down. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, hit that like button, subscribe for more weekly horror, and share your thoughts below. And remember, some seats are left empty for a reason.